Hey there, I'm Chantal for RapidStudio, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a beautiful calendar for yourself or a beautiful gift for a loved one. If you're looking for help with something specific today, I've divided this video into chapters. If you look in the description box below on YouTube, you'll see a bunch of timestamps with a title for what I'm speaking about at that moment in time, and you can just skip to the thing you're looking for help with, and you don't have to watch the whole video. Or, if you're keen, come along with me and we'll go step by step through the process of making a beautiful calendar. Let's dive into it. Here we are on the RapidStudio homepage, and the first thing we always need to do is make sure we've logged in. Here is the little login icon here. You just click on the little man and it'll invite you to log in, or if it's your first time here, you can click the blue link and register, and you're just going to pop in your login details and sign in. And the reason that that's important is you can start creating your calendar without logging in. You can go to where our calendars are, click create now, but the program won't know where to save your work to. So it's really important that you log in so that when you've finished and that session and you're ready to log out, that RapidStudio knows to save that calendar to your profile, and they will appear in your projects next time you go to log on. Where do you find the calendars and what options do you have to choose from? From our homepage, we're going to look at our navigation bar above the top, and we're going to select calendars and stationery. You'll get a drop-down menu that will give all the different calendar and stationery products that we offer. Calendars are up in the top left-hand corner. This, of course, might change from time to time. Our website does change a bit, but you'll always be able to find calendars there. So keep looking if it's not exactly on my instructions. And then along the top, you get to choose whether you want a desk calendar, wall, or birthday. The desk calendars sit on your desk and they have a little tent. We call it a little tent at the bottom, and that will make it sit nice and straight on your desk. They come in 3 sizes. A5 is half the size of a piece of A4 paper. A6 is half the size of an A5 piece of paper. And then this 30 by 13 centimeter one is really nice. 30 centimeter is the length of a standard ruler, so that's how long it is, and it has the picture on the left hand side and the calendar on the right hand side. Our wall calendars all look like an A3 size as they sit on your wall. This one here is my favorite, and I think probably our most popular calendar product. This section here at the top is A4, an A4 landscape, and it's divided by this wire in the middle, and then the calendar section at the bottom is also A4. So as that whole bit sits on your wall, it looks like an A3 size, and it hangs, see this little hole up here? You would have a nail or a hook in your wall, and that's how that one would hang. Then we've got our A3 portrait, which hang on its own wire. There's a hook above the wire that allows you to hang that nicely on your wall. And then the A3 landscape. These are the two that allow you to personalize with your dates, and you can put somebody's photograph in the holes, in the date spots, because there's enough room. These two options allow that, and I'm going to show you how to do it. This one here, the A3 landscape, the format is a little bit different. You'll see that the dates appear along the bottom in one long row, so there's not room to personalize with your dates, but it allows a lot of real estate for a really bright, big, beautiful picture, and it's quite striking with really nice photos or stunning landscape scenes. This one's really nice. And then your dates along the bottom. And then our birthday calendar isn't something that ages. You can use your birthday calendar year after year. It doesn't matter if it's 24 or 25. It just opens to the month, and you type in on the program the different family special dates, birthdays, anniversaries, remembrances, and you can draw on them with pencil if you've printed it and a new baby joins the family. So they make really nice gifts as well. If you need a little bit more information on the specifications of the calendars, the size, the kind of paper they're made on, how many pages, just select on the calendar type and the size you would like to know more about, And scroll down, we've got a description and the specifications listed for each product. So those sizes will be listed there, the binding type paper, and if you just click on the different products, that information below will update according to the product that you've selected up the top. Say we've decided to create a wall A4 calendar. There's two things I want you to do before we click the Create Now button down here and begin making our calendar. We want to, number one, go and shortlist our pictures, find them on our computer. You don't have to do that. I just find it saves a little bit of time. And the other thing, if you want your dates to appear in actual print, you don't want to write them in, you want to use this printing process to put it all in really nicely, we're going to want you to add your personal life events. So the way that you do that is you click on your little person up here and it takes you to two places. You can see my calendars and my dates. This might change a little bit again because we've just introduced an additional system. We used to just have my dates. Did I click on my dates? And there was a problem because if you had two sets of families, you wouldn't be able to separate the families. So my in-laws would appear on my first family's calendar, and that's a bit silly. So if you click on my calendars, you can now organize your dates into different folders. So there I've added my family that I was born into and my married family. You can add any family here. You can't change the name once you've changed it. Add new calendar, and then you would just go into the Smiths and then start adding the dates. So you can see for my family here, I've got all the February people entered just to show you guys as an example today. Here's how you add a new event. Click the Add New Date, and it's going to open up all the information here. It might be Denny and Ian wedding anniversary, and they got married in and 02 and 06, and it's already giving us, it's already selected anniversary, but you can choose what type of event it is. And does this event occur on the same date each year? Yes, because you want it to happen in next year's calendar if you create that. And if you could just click create, you'll see that it appears. There you go, Denny and Ian wedding anniversary. If you want to ever delete or edit someone's information because you got it wrong, you've got those options there. And adding and removing dates is as simple as that. I'd obviously enter everybody's dates for the whole year before I start making my calendar, because you can't go back and tell it to go and find the new calendar entries. You have to enter them all before you start creating your actual calendar artwork. So if you want to use that feature, that's what you need to do. And also it's important to note, I think I did mention it already, that the only calendars that allow you to be able to add people's names and a photo is this double A4 and the A3 portrait. The rest of the calendars is simply not enough room to create space to be able to add any other details. But these two do allow for that. Very quickly, I'm going to cover the topic of shortlisting your pictures. I just feel like this saves time when you really think, what photos do I want in this calendar before I start? It's not the only way to do it. You can add them as you go. But I know this year for my calendar, we had a family photo shoot and I want to include those in my calendar. So I'm just going to go to the place in my documents on my computer where my photos are stored, and I'm going to select the SA family photo shoot. Here is all the pictures here that were taken on the shoot, and what I've already done is I have shortlisted this. So the photographer sends them like this, and I just right click, rename, and put a number in, and then they all appear at the top, and that's my shortlisted pictures. They're generally favorite, and that's how I do it. You can also click and drag any photo and pop it into a shortlisted folder like this. Just click and drag it over. There's many ways you can do that. That's not really what the workshop is about, but the process of selecting your photos first, I find time saving. Now I'm going to show you how to import your pictures into the software so we can begin making our calendar. It's almost time to click that Create Now calendar. We have chosen what type of calendar we want and what size. Now just a couple more decisions before we click create now. We have 4 languages available for our calendars: Setswana, isiZulu, Afrikaans, and English. And you can also change when you want your calendar to start. Obviously, most of us begin our calendars in January, but if you observe a different religious calendar or perhaps the financial calendar, you can get your calendar to start from that point as well. Now you need to decide, do I want to include the South African public holidays in my calendar? And if you click there, they'll appear on the right date. And do you want to include any of your personal life events or those family or group calendar dates that you created? So I'm creating the Bowen family Christmas calendars this year, so I'm going to click yes on that, and now it's time to click the create now button. That's going to launch the RapidStudio calendar maker, which is going to allow us to get started making our calendar. So here it is. It opens up with the calendar laid out along the bottom and the preview of the page you're working in. This is obviously our title page, and then it goes through and there are our calendar months. First thing we need to do is get some pictures in here to work with, and there's 2 ways of doing that. Actually, there's 3. You need to create a gallery. The upload function here, you can upload images to here, but they'll only be available for this session when you log onto the computer. If you log out, this will be empty again when you log back in. Calendars probably you won't make in one session. You'll want to create a gallery. So click on the gallery button there and you're going to click new gallery, and we're going to call this the Bowen Family Calendar 2025. Create gallery. And here it is here. Here's the folder. If I'm going to click on that, there's nothing in here. So we have to get some pictures into it. There's 2 ways of doing that. 3 ways. Click the upload images button. And if I select images here, this will take me to the place on my computer where my pictures are stored. So remember I already shortlisted mine and they are waiting here for me. And I am just going to click and select all of those ones that I renumbered and shortlisted, and I'm going to click open, and you're going to start to see them loading up on the left hand screen as they get loaded up into the cloud and onto our website so that you can begin to work with them. And here they come. I actually loaded quite high res images, so it's taking a while. That will happen if your images are high res, and it'll be a bit faster if they are a bit lower resolution. The second way to get pictures into your gallery is to click the upload button, and you'll see a QR code appear here. Now I'm going to grab my phone here and I'm going to open my camera, and I'm going to point my camera at that little QR code, and what you should see appear there is a little URL. I'm just going to show it to my other screen here so you can see. A URL has appeared. And I'm going to click on that. And what that's going to do is connect my phone with my photos in it to my computer and the RapidStudio software that is open. So you can see on the screen it is busy with a little circle going and it's connecting. And on my phone, I'm getting the option upload images. Yes, I want to take pictures from my phone because that's where I store most of my memories these days. It's asking me where do I want to get the pictures from, my photo library. And it just opens up to my photos to begin with, but I'm going to choose my albums, and I use the favorites button on my phone to shortlist my pictures. So then I'm just going to choose a picture there that I want to add into my calendar from my phone, and you can see it's busy uploading there. And it was a picture of me with a snowman, and if we scroll down to the bottom of our gallery, we should see a little snowman picture there. And it has uploaded from my phone into the software, and that's really quick because it's really nice not to have to download the pictures from my iPhone onto my computer or download them from my iCloud onto my computer's hard drive and then back into the ecosystem of the RapidStudio editor. So I really like that. And the third option is just to simply click on a blank picture holder. Go to the place on your computer where your pictures are stored, and all you have to do is click and drag it from, this is your storage place on your PC and drop it onto the placeholder. So there's 3 ways. Hopefully that from those options, one is the best one for you. To get started with your album, you either need to autofill or click and drag the pictures from the gallery over into the work area and begin arranging your calendar. This little autofill button here, I don't find it's too useful for calendars. Pretty much you're only going to be clicking and dragging 12 pictures, so you probably wouldn't use that, but I'll show it to you anyway. It's this little magical wand here. Just keep your eye along the bottom as I press this magical wand, and you'll see the program is auto-populating your book with the pictures in the order that they appear here. I'm going to click it now. And there you go, it populated that. And now I can scroll through my book and see if I like it and if things need to be tweaked a little bit. For example, this one looks pretty perfect, but it's a little bit off center. So I'm going to click on the picture. It's going to open up my image editor. This little navigation tool down the side here is all the different tools I have to enhance the artwork in my calendar. So because I've clicked on a photo holder, it's selected the edit image thing, which allows me to zoom, create borders, change the opacity, a whole bunch of things. All I want to do is recenter this. So if I see the compass in the middle and the little compass on my mouse, if I'm on a different area of the picture, I don't have a compass, but the compass means I can move the actual picture. Now I can only move it up and down because the left and the right hand side, there isn't more photo yet left to nudge it around with. But to get it centered, what I can do is zoom in, and that's going to create a little bit of wiggle room for me on the left and the right. And there you go, that's pretty perfectly centered, so I'm happy with that. This little button up here, preview, allows you to just see it a little bit more clearly, and I think, is that perfectly centered? And I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to click close and carry on editing. Let's just undo, and I want to show you the process of not using the autofill button. But here we go. Now we are back to, we haven't auto-filled anymore. And it had this picture here on the, oh, we're not on the title page. It had this picture here on the title page earlier, and that's just 2 people. We're a big family. So I'm going to rather choose a family photo with everybody in it, and I'm clicking and dragging. If I change my mind like I just did then about the photo to include on the front, you don't have to delete it or remove it. You just lay the new one over the top and the program will adapt. So there it is, there's everybody, and I want to move that up and get that a bit more nicely centered, and then I want to probably zoom in a little bit on everybody too, and boom, look at the family calendar. You can keep the suggested title or you can make your own. Double click on it, delete what's there, and make whatever title you want. And then it's just a process of clicking and dragging your photos into the placeholders and adjusting the individual images to your liking, centering. You can give curved edge. Look at this border radius. I've just made curved edges. You can give a border. Yeah, it's just a case of doing that. Now, if you want a different layout to this, you don't want a picture per page like this, you want to get a few more photos into the calendar. Click over here. This is our layouts button, and what that offers you is different options for the amount of pictures to include. The first one that I'll show you is the default is this beautiful, let's press preview, this beautiful white border around your picture, and it's really crisp and gorgeous. But if you want your image to bleed all the way to the edge, just click, make sure blue is selected around the edge there. Click this one, this is bleed, and you'll see now your image is going all the way to edge. You have to be careful not to edit this and change your picture. Like if you pull the corners in like that, this is obviously going to print with a white uneven border around that, and you want to be careful of things like that. So if you do want bleed, just change it here, choose the bleed option, and then pop your picture in, and definitely resize, reposition your picture within there, but don't pull the corners in. We don't want you to get ugly, uneven white borders. So there's the first one, that nice full bleed option. But there's really quite a few options you could choose on from. So for example, we're going to use this family, and there we go. There's a few more picture options now. So I'm going to grab a few pictures of that family, and I'm going to feature a page in my album that really showcases this beautiful family. And there is everybody. And I'm going to recenter and zoom in a little bit and fine tune. And that's going to be a really beautiful page that looks stunning on their wall, and they're going to love their calendar. How about that? What do you guys think of that? And you can see how quick and easy that was to make, and that there are a few layout options for you to choose from. And what's really nice about that is it gives you a little bit of economy in your calendar, that you can get more pictures into your calendar, which can be really nice, especially it's for Granny. She loves pictures of the grandkids. All right, now we're going to look at what our dates look like that we imported, and how we can add more dates if we forgot something, and how to add a picture. So remember, I had a bunch of tests in February, and let's zoom in a little bit. This button here is handy. It just zooms in the page and allows you to see things a bit more clearly. So you can see these are the dates that I put in the My Dates that I showed you earlier. That's awesome, they're still there. What about if I forgot a family member and I'd like to put him in manually? If I click on the different squares, they've been divided into a few different elements. So if I click in the center, I will get a text box where I could add another text like that. The bottom is another text box. So I could write Sherry's birthday, or I could do Sherry's birthday and Tembi's birthday if there's two people in there. Unfortunately, if there's three, we obviously only have a limited amount of space, so there's not much that we can do there. But there's space for two text options, and then if you click up the top third, it opens the picture editor option. So sitting behind this is an option for you to place a picture in. So say, for example, it was Rosie's birthday on the 12th of February. If I take a picture from my gallery, drag and drop it in the placeholder, it's going to appear there. And with compass on compass in the middle, I can move it around a little bit. Or I can zoom in and get it really nice and big on Rosie's face, and that looks really cute. Now obviously we want to say it's Rosie's birthday, so I'm going to click on the text box. I don't want to write it in the middle of her face, so I don't want that text box. I'll click the bottom one, and I'll double click it, and I'll write Rosie's birthday, and we'll see how it looks. But sometimes putting text over pictures isn't very clear. So it's not super clear. What I might be able to do to make it more clear is change the color of the font. So that's gray at the moment. There's my font color over there. Again, in the navigation bar here, all the tools that I have, because I'm clicked on a text box, it's highlighted the text box. I can left align, that might help, right align, or I can center. I can change the type of font that I want. I can change the font size, and I can change the font color. So I'm going to have a go at changing the font color. So to do that, you click on the font color box there, and what that opens up is the color wheel, and you choose a place on the color wheel where it's giving you an example here of how the color will look, and then you can add more black to make it darker, or more white to make it lighter. I just want plain old black, so I'm going to put my color wheel about in the middle and go all the way up to dark. Click OK, and that did actually make it look a little bit clearer. Let's click play so I can see it a bit clearer still. And you know, that's not too bad. I might have to change my picture entirely. Some pictures just won't work with you know, writing over it. You won't get the contrast you need between the picture behind and the text. So like, for example, if this was Rosie, and I'm gonna zoom in on that little face, and that's actually pretty good. I can see that text nice and clearly there. So let's go over at our preview that's zoomed in and have a look, and that doesn't look too bad. It's just a case of playing around. You can also get lost in many hours and spend a really long time on this, and I guess it just depends how much time you have versus, you know, what you want to see as a final outcome. So again, say on the 26th, there's another family member's birthday. It's Brad's birthday, so I'm just going to double click, and I can manually add anybody's birthday at any time, but having those dates saved just means they're there for next year, and it makes it really easy to add and remove them. If you want to get rid of one, you just double click on it, delete the text, click OK, and there you go. Last few things I want to show you are if you want to change the font that is appearing throughout your calendar on the title page and on the different months, just go into options here, and it's got a font option there, and you choose a different font and it will display in your calendar. That's typewriter, this is script, and there's a few options there. Fun, it just gives you a few options for your design. And then two things we haven't looked at yet is our background color and our text button. If you want to change the background of your either dates page or your behind your picture, you just click the background button, click add color. You've got your color wheel again. You're going to choose somewhere on the color wheel that's going to give you a color, and you're going to add more black or more white to make it the color that you like, and you're going to click save background, and there it is. If you wanted to use that same color on every page, it does save that color for you, so you can go add a different color, or you can just add it again and add it to the other pages. And then on the text button is, if you just click here and click add text, you can add something. So you might want to say something, we love you, Granny and Gramps. And that's very terrible. I can't read that at all, so I need to do some work on my text. Calendars aren't, these are usually features you use in a photo book, so it's not really common to use these features in the calendar, but I'll tell you about them so that you do know they are there. I just changed my font to something fun, and I'm going to change my color of my font because that black is getting lost. I think I'm just going to choose white, so I'm going to go in the center and drop it all the way back, and I'm going to change the size so that you can see it. We love you, Granny and Grants. I'm getting a warning to say there's something wrong. Not all your text is visible in the box. Try increasing the box size or the font size. And there you go. So I could move that around to the picture where there's more contrast. Maybe over this corner is going to have the right amount of contrast. We love you. Let's get Granny on the next line. Granny and Gramps. Yeah, like I say, it's not really a common thing for you to use in a calendar, but if you want to send a little message, then you can do that there. And I just showed you really briefly before, but let's click on edit image button. Oh, it was there. And if you want to give your corners curved edges, click on the image. I'm going to take that off. If you want to add a border, here it tells you the border width. So if you are adding a border, you probably want to keep it uniform across the different pictures. So there you go. As you see, it added a 2, I guess it's millimeter, I don't know what the measurements is in. And you can also change the border color. So maybe I want to do, I don't know, some kind of brown color to match with that. That looks okay. Let's press preview so I can see that. So you can see I've added a little border, complementary colors there, and that looks nice. Then if I was going to do a border on the next page, I would aim to get a number 2 border there. And I can also drop back the opacity of my picture. If I want to make it washed out, I don't know why you might want to do that. That's more of a photo book feature, but it's there. You can rotate the image and make it a little bit fun. You can also just do that by swinging this guy around to get some images, and you can turn it into black and white if you want to as well. Remember I mentioned at the start that I was duplicating a base project and sharing it with my family. Let me show you how to do it. We're going to save and exit. Click this little floppy disk here and click save and exit. Make sure all your hard work is saved, and then it's going to pull up to my projects board. Okay, so there is the calendar that I made for my mom-in-law, but say I want to make a calendar for one of the other family members, but I want to make that calendar slightly different for that family so that I have more of their family photos in that calendar. So I'm just going to click this little button here that says copy project, and if I click that, you will see the same calendar appear beside it. And then what becomes important is that you use these little name places so you don't get confused between the projects. So this will be Granny's calendar 2025, and I'll click save. Oops, it doesn't like well, maybe it's improved, but it usually doesn't like apostrophes. So let's leave those out, or any form of punctuation. And then we'll put this as charities calendar, so that I'm not getting mixed up between family members, and then I'm going to tweak each of these to each family. The other thing you might like to do is, if you have a family and you don't have their pictures, maybe it's people overseas, you can click this share button and you can share this project with another family member and they can carry on working on the same project. So if you just click that little button, it'll say link copied to clipboard, and you can then paste that little URL that's now in your paste function anywhere. Let me show you how it would appear to your relative or friend that you send it to. You'd usually send that on email. Just open an email, copy and paste it in. Oh no, sorry, don't copy, just paste. It is in there. There's two functions of this feature actually. Someone else can preview it, and you can show someone else, hey, do you like what I made? Do you think it's good enough? Should I print it? Do you think it's finished? If they click save copy, it will save to their RapidStudio account. They might need to set up a RapidStudio account themselves on the RapidStudio website, or I think maybe it might even prompt you to start one up if you don't have one. But if you have one, it should go there anyway. Let's just click it, and you'll probably see, yeah, I've saved it to my own. I've shared it with myself. And then you see there's two charities calendars there, so I would have to change that so that I didn't get confused between calendars. Just the one point to remember if you are sharing projects is whoever you share it with then has the master. As they make changes to that file, it's not going to appear in your projects. They would have to share it back. Same process. They hover over that, click the link, email you that link, and then you can save that copy, and you would delete sort of the old draft and call that one the master. Maybe the Bowen calendar master. And then that's the one that you guys finished working on. Last tip I want to share with you today is when you get to December, don't forget to go to the last page and do a end page. So you can pop in pictures, you can change the layouts on that page as well. And it's really nice if you're making this as a gift created for you by Chantal, or you might want to put a quote or a verse or something there. If you're happy to let people know you made this beautiful calendar with RapidStudio, you can leave that little logo there, or if you don't like it, you can delete it. And happy calendar making, everybody. If you need any help with your calendar or your photo book project, we have a team who are sitting there waiting to answer your questions. So you can email info@rapidstudio.co.za. You can also give us a call. I would say email is the quickest way to hear back from us, and you don't want to sit on hold, and especially at Christmas time, there's limited capacity on the phones, but we do get through all the emails. But you're very welcome to phone. Our number is 011 225 0500. So good luck with your calendar. I hope this has been helpful. All the principles that I taught you here apply to all the other calendar products, except for those sizes that I mentioned that don't have the space to put people's names and birthdays and photos in. But pretty much, yeah, just all the other features will work. What you've learned here, you should be able to apply across all of the other calendar products. And good luck. We can't wait to print your memories for you and help you with some really awesome gift solutions this Christmas. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Bye.